Hello everyone, this is Starry Ari's ASMR. I am Ari, and in this video I will be packing a couple of bags for a wedding trip that I am taking. So I am traveling for my cousin's wedding, and I'm very excited for it. And we are just my husband and I are just trying to pack carry-ons so that we don't need to deal with checked bags. We don't need to deal with baggage claims or anything like that. And I think that I can do it. I am a chronic overpacker though, but I have kind of gathered everything that I think that I need to pack just off to the side, and I want to see if I can actually fit it. So I have my little carry-on suitcase here, as well as my personal item bag. So this is big enough to fit like everything that I need for the actual plane ride, all of my snacks, my tablet, as well as my toiletries and things that I might just casually need if I want to freshen up or things like that. And it is still small enough to fit under the seat in an airplane, so I can use it as a personal bag. So with these two bags, I'm going to try and fit everything. We shall see how that goes. Also, please excuse my nails here. They had cute little bow charms, and both of them accidentally popped off, which I was suspicious about when I got these nails. I thought that might happen, and lo and behold it did. So I hope that is not too distracting. So I am first, I think, going to try and pack this. I think I have a plan, and then at the end I will try and pack this bag. So we'll see how that goes. So first I'm going to move this out of the way. Okay. So as you can see, this bag has two main compartments, which I really like. I prefer bags that kind of split it like this. It just makes it a little easier for me to pack, as well as access everything that I need while I'm actually on the trip. And it has these little straps that go right on top of everything on this side, just to kind of keep it all together. And it has this little pouch that I have actually already filled with my undergarments and socks. I don't think that we are that close. I didn't want to particularly be sharing my underwear on YouTube, so I already went ahead and packed this little pouch here, which is quite convenient, and it just kind of sits right on top whatever I end up packing in here. And then this side over here actually has a zipper cover that goes over it, and it's about the same size as this compartment over here. So on this side I usually like to pack like any of my extra shoes or things that could potentially like get dirty or spill or something, so that it doesn't transfer over onto this side, because it has this nice little protective layer over it. So I think maybe I will try and fill this side first. And the first thing that I need to pack are my heels. So these are the heels that I'm going to be wearing with the dress that I've picked out. And they are just these kind of maybe 2.5 or 3-inch heels. And they are by Naturalizer, and these are the most comfortable heels that I have ever worn. And I actually wore these on my wedding day, but they're just like a good plain kind of nude beige heel. So these are the first things that I'm going to pack, and I might kind of need to rearrange and move things around, but I usually like to pack them kind of like twisted like this, and then I like to put something in between here so that they're not getting too squished, but they are also at the bottom of the bag with the wheels. So I have some other delicate things that are going to go up here that I would rather not get squished by the weight of everything. So I first have these heels. And next I have this nice little packing cube. And this has kind of all of my extra things. So I have a couple of swimsuits in here. I have some belts and like a swimsuit cover up, just kind of random extra things. I have some like sticky undergarments for my dress that I'm going to be wearing. So I have all of that in this little pouch. And looking at the clothes that I'm bringing, I don't think it's going to fit on this side. So I'm going to see if I can try and fit it on this side instead. So I'm just going to nest that up right against these heels, and it does fit just below the line over here, so I think that that is going to work out okay. I might end up turning it, but let's see what else I can fit in here. This bag is an old Ipsy bag, but I use this to carry all of my jewelry, so all of my bracelets and necklaces and things that I might need on the trip. And I've already picked out the jewelry that I'm going to need. So I do have this bag, and I think I'm going to see if I can fit it like right in between my heels, just like that. And that does kind of work nicely. And then the next thing I have is this little clutch purse, and this is the purse that I'm going to be wearing to the wedding, and it is this kind of champagne nude color, and it kind of matches my heels well, and it also has these beautiful silver rhinestones on the front with all of these lovely fabric ridges. Now this, because it has all of the rhinestones on the front, I don't want to just pack it right in the bag as is. So I did grab a sheet of tissue paper that I'm going to wrap this in. So this is actually just a used bit of tissue paper from like a gift or something. So you can see it has a little tear in it, but that's okay. This bag also has a silver chain, but I have it kind of tucked inside right now. It's kind of falling out, but that's okay. So I'm going to wrap this in this tissue paper. And then this will also protect it from getting any stains or anything in the bag. Like my shoes are pretty easy to clean, but the fabric of this bag is a little bit softer, so I would be more worried about it getting stained. Here we go, and that actually fit pretty well just right above this little packing cube, so that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. I do have these sandals, so I needed a couple of outfits for this trip because we were also invited to a wedding festivity the day before the wedding, so we're going wine tasting with everyone, and so I also needed an outfit for that. So I am packing these kind of more casual sandals, and I think I'm going to try and just put them off to the side. And those actually do kind of stick up a little bit above, and I'm worried about them getting broken. So I think what I'm going to do is instead put them right on top of that packing cube, and I think that that actually works better. So now they're not sticking up as much, and even where they are, it's all flat rather than the edge of the shoe, which I'd be more worried about getting damaged or broken. So I've got that, and then I do have a bit of space on the side, which is good. And that is good because I have my curling iron here. I do like to have my hair be a little bit curled for special events, so I definitely wanted to bring my own curling iron. And I do have a little mini travel curling iron and straightener, but they honestly just don't work. I have quite long hair, and so I would prefer my actual curling iron, and I think that I can fit it just fine. Okay, ignore my store stickers that are still on my sandals. So I think for now I'm gonna leave this pocket alone. I think that's pretty much everything that I need. I'll see if I have extra space in here. I might move some stuff from my pink personal item bag into here if I don't really need to lug it around, but we'll see about that. So for now, I'm just going to flip over the little cover, and then I'm going to move this little pouch out of the way so that we can access this main compartment. And as you can see, this is a roller bag. So it does have the two little like poles underneath the fabric for the handle. And I think what I'm going to start with is the dress that I'm wearing to the wedding. And this is the dress that I'm going to be wearing, and I still have it in the dry cleaning wrapping, and I've tried it on after I got it dry cleaned just to make sure everything was still okay, and it is, but I don't want it to get snagged or stained or damaged in my bag with all of the rest of my clothes, so I'm going to keep it in this lovely plastic crinkly bag. And it might be a little bit hard to tell, but it is a lovely green, like a forest green color. And I've just kind of folded it in quarters and then have it all together like this. And I think I'm going to put it at the top of my bag so that it's not at the bottom getting squished by everything else. Okay, so that does not leave me a lot of room down here, but that is okay. I think I can do it. So next, I have this dress that I'm going to be wearing to the wine tasting. So it has these little straps and this little off-the-shoulder cuff. It's this pretty, like, pink and orange flower pattern. And I'm first going to see if I can fit it just on the top of this other dress, because that also protects the top of this a little bit more. And again, I might need to kind of move things around. So I'm just going to go and kind of fill in more of my casual clothes down here. So the first things I'm going to pack are these black jean shorts. It is supposed to be quite warm while we are there, so I wanted something just kind of a little more casual for our down days. So what I like to do is roll my clothes, and then I'm going to fit them right down here at the bottom. And I find that rolling just kind of saves a little bit of space. And I have this ribbed tank top. So more for kind of my casual clothing. As well as a black ribbed tank top. I think it's the exact same one as the olive color, but just in black. And I have this kind of linen black button up shirt, and this is really nice because it's quite oversized, and so it's really big and loose and flowy on me. And so I really like this one for also just kind of casual outfits, but I think it looks nice like tucked into some shorts. And for the summer, the linen cloth is quite nice because it's a little bit more like loose and flowy than something a little more fitted. Also have these athletic shorts. I'm realizing like all of these clothes that I'm packing are actually like dark colors, but luckily, so 2 of the days that we're there, I have these dresses that I'm wearing, so these are like truly casual and travel clothes. But I have these athletic shorts that have these little built-in like biker shorts underneath, and I really like these for travel days when we are going on a plane or if we're going to be in a car for quite a bit. And surprise, surprise, more black. I have these black leggings. Again, these are just more for those casual days, mostly for travel. So I've got those nicely tucked in. And next I have this black and white striped tank top, but it actually has a little tie down at the bottom. And this one I'm actually going to leave out of my bag, I think, because I think this is the shirt that I want to wear tomorrow morning when we are heading to the airport. So I'm just going to set this off to the side. And I have this extra pair of athletic shorts, and I actually think I'm going to wear these tomorrow as well. So I'll set these ones off to the side, and maybe it's a little overkill bringing the other athletic shorts, but I don't know if I'm going to have access to a washer and dryer. I assume our hotel might, but I don't really want to deal with that, so I am going to bring the other extra pair of athletic shorts. And I also have this really big oversized denim overshirt, and I love this denim overshirt for traveling as well because sometimes I get a little bit chilly in the airport, and this is perfect to just throw on. It's really big and baggy, and it's really comfy, but I can also very easily take it off and just like tie it around my waist or throw it in my bag. It's not as bulky as a jacket. So I am going to bring this. And I think that I'm going to set this off to the side as well. I'm going to wear this tomorrow morning. Okay, so now I'm on to, I think, pajamas. I think that, like, this is so boring looking. But again, we're only going to be there for a few days, and most of those days I have these outfits, but these are just like extra casual outfits if I need them. So this first shirt is like a really comfy cotton pajama shirt, and I really like it. It's just really casual and loose and flowy, so it's really comfy to wear. And I also have this gray and white striped t-shirt that is also a good pajama shirt because it actually has a few bleach stains. So I really liked this shirt originally, and then it has become just a pajama shirt because I don't want to wear a shirt with bleach stains out and about. But I can't see the bleach. Oh, here's one little bleach stain, but I have a couple of those around it. So I just wear this one as a pajama shirt now. And then I have these kind of soft, cottony pajama shorts with an elastic waistband. I'm a big fan of just pajama shorts and a tank top or a t-shirt for bed. And one more pair of surprise black shorts. I do have more color in my closet, but I think for this trip I was really just going for comfort and ease. So I'm just going to roll these ones up. I have this just casual tank top. This is great as an undershirt for that loose, flowy black shirt, or just as a casual tank top, but I also like this as a pajama tank top if I need it. So it's kind of very multifunctional for this trip. And the next thing I have are these black sweatpants. And I kind of waffled a bit back and forth on whether I even wanted to pack these because it is supposed to be very hot where we are traveling. But again, I don't know if I'm going to be a little bit chilly in the hotel room or we are staying with a family member one of the nights. And I don't know how cold they like their AC, so I want to pack a pair of sweatpants just in case. And these ones are actually kind of big enough that I'm just going to fold them and set them on top rather than roll them, because I think if I rolled them it would maybe take up a little bit too much space. Okay, and then I had actually pulled out these jeans. They're kind of like baggy boyfriend style jeans. And looking at the weather for where we're going, I honestly don't think I would ever actually choose to wear my jeans. So I hope that the shorts that I've packed and the leggings will be okay enough. Like I said, the only actual outfits that I'll really need are my dresses. So I'm actually going to leave these, which is good because I think they might have needed to go with this side of the suitcase. So I'm going to leave these at home. And then I think my last thing, I'm kind of looking over at what I have off to the side. The last thing I want to try and pack in here is actually this very, very cheap dress that I thrifted. And this is a backup dress. If I absolutely needed to, like if something tragic happened to my green dress, I could try and dress this up as much as possible. And I would have at least something to wear because this is much more like casual sundress type of thing. I'm just wearing this with like my casual belt and my sandals and stuff, and I don't think I could really dress this up to be formal. Whereas this is like a full length. It has a slit on one leg, which is okay. And I think if I wore my heels and my clutch and really dressed up my jewelry, it wouldn't be perfect, but I would have something as a backup. So this, I think I might just tuck away off to the side over here. I believe that is everything that I would like to put in my suitcase. We will see how my pink personal item bag goes, but I think this is kind of everything that I can reasonably fit in here that I want to try and fit without cramming it too full. So I'm going to go ahead and zip up this side. And I'm going to latch these little straps. Just like that. And now it kind of keeps everything in place. You can see the outline of one of my shoes, but that is alright. I think that it'll be okay with this cushioning it. Okay, there we go. That is my carry-on suitcase all packed. And this was very difficult for me. I originally had pulled out a ton of different outfits that I would have liked to that I would have liked to pack, and I really forced myself to pare it down to the absolute basics so that I did not need to check a bag. So this was my carry-on. So I'm going to set this off to the side now and move in my pink bag, and then we will kind of fill that as well. Okay, so this is my personal item bag, and as you can see, it is pretty spacious on the inside. It has these two pockets up here at the front, as well as this back zip pocket, and it very conveniently has this strap that goes over the handle of a roller suitcase so that I can just set this right on top of my suitcase, and it like is securely sitting there while we're running through the airport. So this bag also extends, but I think when it has the extender out, I'm always nervous that they're going to ask me to close it. Like a lot of the time they'll say that you can't have an extended bag for your personal item, and like to please make sure the extender is all the way in. And I don't want to pack it with the extender out and then have to like leave things behind or something. So I think that I can very easily fit everything else that I need in here though. So we're going to start with my main toiletries. And I have packed my toiletries in this smaller bag. And this does not have my makeup. You'll see that I have an extra bag for my dry makeup products, as well as a Ziploc quart-sized bag for my liquids. But this has like my toothbrush, my hairbrush, all of my extra hair care and tools, and I'm trying to think what else I have in here. My contact case that doesn't have liquids in it, and like all of that kind of extra stuff that I need. And I'm going to, I think, try and fit it vertically like this. I'm going to see if that gives me a little more space than if I had it on its bottom, and it nicely has this little handle. My next thing is my dry makeup products. So in here I have my brushes and my eyeshadow, all of my face products. I have sponges, and then this bag has my like dry lipsticks, so not my like liquid lipsticks, and my like lip liners and eyeliner pencils and everything in here. So this is all of my dry makeup. I think I'm going to try and set it like this. I might eventually try and put it up on its edge, but that isn't really saving me a ton of space. Maybe I'll try it like this first and we'll kind of see. And then this bag is packed full. This is my liquids bag, and it mostly has my makeup products that are all liquids, as well as my contact solution and a little bottle of hairspray. And luckily, my husband and I are sharing certain shower products, so he is not picky about like shampoo and conditioner and all. So he is happy to just use mine. So my like shower products and body wash and face wash and everything are fitting in his liquids bag. So that was quite nice because that meant that I had all of the space to use for all of my liquid makeup products that I wanted to pack. And this bag is full of snacks. So I am a big fan of packing our own snacks when we travel. And that's just for, if we're waiting in the airport, if our flight gets delayed, or we get there and we're just starving, but we don't really have time to stop, or we want to save money and not buy very expensive things at the airport. We have our own snacks. So I have a few breakfast bars, a few granola bars, some apple crisps, some packs of peanuts, and just kind of casual grab and go types of snacks. And next I have this little pouch that has lots of travel goodies that I need sometimes when we're actually traveling. And it has like an eye mask, it has chewing gum, so if our ears are like popping or, with the elevation changes, we need some chewing gum. I have that in here. I also have Dramamine, so I am somebody that unfortunately gets motion sick. So I love to have Dramamine in this bag. I also have Dramamine in my purse, which I'm going to try and put just right on top of everything here, because when you fly, you're only allowed one personal item, so I can't have my purse and this and a carry-on. So my purse does also need to fit in here. So this bag, I think I'm going to put in this back zipper pouch so that it is very easy for me to find and grab if I need it, especially for the Dramamine. I usually take Dramamine preemptively, like an hour before we actually fly, because being motion sick on a flight where you can't really like get up or move or do anything, like it's just miserable. So I usually take my Dramamine beforehand, but just in case I need extra or I need some more, I'm going to have it very easily accessible. And I don't have to like search through my bag. I know that it is just in this back pouch. I also have this pouch here that is containing all of my like electronics. So not my electronics, it's like my charging cord. And so like my charging cord for my phone and for my smartwatch. I also have my Bluetooth sleep headphones in here, which are absolutely essential for me when I watch ASMR at night to go to bed. And this I do also like to have in my personal item instead of just my carry-on, because sometimes I might need to charge my phone when we're on the plane or in the airport or something like that. So I do like to have this accessible. And I wonder if it's going to fit in one of these pouches. There we go. So that did kind of fit. It's a little bit squished in there, but it's below the zipper line still, which honestly isn't too bad because I could fold it down anyways, but that's another one of those. Now I know exactly where it is. I don't have to go searching for it. And next I have a little stack of things that I want to bring. And I grabbed a little extra like packing cube sleeve. This little pouch to see if I could put those in it. I think that like my tablet and my Nook for sure will fit in here, but I don't think my notebook will. so my notebook might need to just be free floating, which is okay. Oh yeah, barely. So it doesn't actually, I think, fit enough for me to zip maybe, but I think I might be okay with that. So I think my plan is to keep this pouch right at the back of my bag. And this, I like to try and be as organized as I can, especially when we're traveling. It can be really, like, you know, chaotic. And so I want to try and have everything exactly where I know that it is. So I think I'm just going to slide this pouch in the back and just leave it unzipped. And it is low enough that it's like well below the actual zipper line. And then I can slide my tablet right in front of that, as well as my little tablet stylus. And then I also have my Nook. So I'm not going to pack any actual physical books. I have a couple of books on here that I can read, and that'll just save me a bit of space. So I am going to put this right in front of my tablet like that. And now all of that is kind of in its own little pouch, even though it's not zipped up. That's okay. I would honestly probably leave it unzipped anyways so that I could like grab things in and out as I need. Oh, I also forgot that I have these two handkerchiefs. And I actually need to wrap these in some acid-free tissue paper, which I have. I just haven't grabbed it yet. But these are actually family heirloom handkerchiefs. So this was my great grandmother's at her wedding, and this was my great great grandmother's at her wedding. I am the first granddaughter on this particular side of the family that got married, and my grandmother gave me these as my something old, and she asked that I pass it along to the next cousin that gets married, and so I'm very excited to bring these with me and give it to my cousin. And I did not actually use them as handkerchiefs. I had bought in a very cheap set of handkerchiefs because I did not want to get makeup or mascara on these and stain them and ruin them, but I liked having them, and it was really lovely of my grandma to keep them and to pass them along through the family. So I'm going to set these off to the side until I can wrap them so that they stay nice and protected, don't get anything spilled on them, and don't get dirty or ruined. And the last thing is this purse. And this looks kind of big, but I think I'll be able to fit it just right here. But this is my casual purse that I'm going to be bringing on the trip. It's really great for traveling because I can fit so much in here, but it's also not like a gigantic purse. But I am going to eventually have this like for our actual like traveling to the airport and through security. I like to have my purse out so that I can easily access my passport and everything. But for packing purposes, to make sure that everything will fit, I am going to try and put it in here and zip this back up and make sure that everything works. Alright, so this is definitely like jam-packed full, but it will work. And obviously if I was able to pull out the extender, everything would fit a little bit better. And sometimes I've done that when I'm just going through the airport, and then I zip up the extender right before the flight, and then that way I just have extra space when I need to dig through it at the airport. But now I have seen that it does in fact fit with the extender closed. So I'm going to zip this back up or zip it open and take out my because I do still need this today. And then we're leaving tomorrow morning, so I am going to need some of my toiletries, but I wanted to make sure that I could actually fit everything as planned. Alright, so that is everything that I need to pack with me on my trip. Like I said, I'm very lucky that my husband has lots of space in his liquids bag so that we can combine some of our products into his. And then he also had extra space in his suitcase, somehow magically, for our little mini travel steamer. And so that will be very, very helpful. Once we get to the hotel, we can hang up our outfits for the wedding. And then we can steam them and make sure that they are not too wrinkly after being packed away. I hope that you enjoyed this video and getting to see lots of the boring things that I am bringing with me on my trip. Not really any exciting outfits aside from the festivity outfits. Thank you so much for